That was all your latest news and rumors right out of Seattle. It is now time to take a look at the Seahawks top 20 NFL Draft Big Board. First guy on my list is running back Saquon Barkley out of Penn State. Barkley really excelled as a sophomore at Penn State, along with being named the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year after running for 1,496 yards and 18 touchdowns on 272 carries. He finished off the year with 204 yards and 2 scores on 25 carries against USC in the Rose Bowl, showing off his speed and cutting ability as well as the ability to participate in pass protection. Next up, defensive end Bradley Chubb out of NC State. Chubb possesses those high-end physical traits, years of production, and the ability to play in a variety of positions in both odd and even fronts, which shows he is ready to play at the next level. He dominated in the ACC with his strength and size and is certain to be one of the first 5 picks gone. Moving on, we've got guard out of Notre Dame, Quenton Nelson. Nelson is the top blocker in this draft class who has the ideal size and strength for this position and a reputation of finishing blocks. He'll excel at the next level while run blocking thanks to his excellent vision and assessment of where the pressure is coming from. He's certain to be an immediate starter with potential to become a perennial Pro Bowler. Next guy I've got for you is Minkah Fitzpatrick. He can defend the run and put in work and pass coverage to get after these quarterbacks. Even though Fitzpatrick is looked at as a safety in the NFL, he has the athleticism to play multiple positions in the secondary, and that versatility is sought after in the NFL. In 3 seasons at Alabama, Fitzpatrick totaled 171 tackles, 16.5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 9 interceptions, and 24 passes defended. In 2017, Fitzpatrick recorded 60 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss, 1.5 sacks, 1 interception, 7 passes defended, and 1 blocked field goal. Monster. Moving on, we've got Derwin James, arguably the best safety prospect in this year's draft. He only played in 26 games at Florida State, but man, he made a name for himself in 2017. He recorded 84 tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 2 interceptions, 11 passes defended, and 1 defensive touchdown. Because of all his work in 2017, James was also named to the All-ACC first team. Next up is linebacker Roquan Smith. This guy's elite talent and impressive work ethic makes him easily one of the top 10 best players in this year's draft. He was good in 2016, playing in all 13 games, starting 10, and leading the Bulldogs with 95 tackles, 5 for loss, and 1 pass breakup. But he did great in 2017 and projects as a player who hasn't reached his full potential just yet, but we're likely going to see that achieved at the next level. Next up, linebacker Tremaine Edmunds. One of the top linebacker recruits in the country, Tremaine played in 13 games as a true freshman at Virginia Tech, starting twice, recording 11 tackles on the year. Edmunds was also a first-team All-ACC selection in 2017, recording a team-high 109 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles. Next guy on my list is Vita Vea. After earning second-team All-Conference honors as a redshirt sophomore in 2016, Vea dominated as a junior in 2017. In addition to registering 44 tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss, and 3.5 sacks, Vea has perfect measurements for a true zero-tech nose tackle prospect. What separates him from other defensive tackles in this draft is his speed and ability to move laterally. His 5.1 second result in the 40-yard dash at the Combine is simply proof. Moving on, I've got a cornerback from Ohio State, Denzel Ward. He only had 2 interceptions in 38 career games, but also 24 passes defended. 15, though, in 2017. As a junior in 2017, he was also named first-team All-American and All-Big Ten with 37 tackles, 2 for loss, 2 interceptions, and 15 pass breakups, which tied for 8th most in the country. Next is running back out of LSU, a guy we've talked about many times on the Seahawks Report, Derrius Guice. This is a realistic option 12. Seattle has only made 1 first-round selection in the past 5 years. While the Seahawks desperately need help along the offensive line, why not go ahead and take some pressure off Russell Wilson drafting Derrius Guice? This guy is a monster and would be a huge threat on the Seahawks offense. Next up, defensive end Harold Landry is next on our list. He set the single-season sack record with 16.5 sacks his junior year at Boston College, although his senior year was not what the fans and he expected. He was hurt and missed 4 games, including the Pinstripe Bowl against the Iowa Hawkeyes due to an ankle injury. but he seems back and better than ever and ready to be a first-round NFL pick. Moving on is offensive tackle Mike McGlinchey from Notre Dame, a guy who is sure to be a day one starter. He started all 13 games at right tackle as a sophomore in 2015 and then switched over to left tackle in 2016, starting the entire season and being named second-team All-American. He was named captain in 2016 and 17, and he remained the team starter at left tackle all season. Next is cornerback Josh Jackson, someone who entered 2017 with no interceptions but led the nation with 8 picks last season in his first full year of starting. His first career interception came in 2017 during the Hawkeyes opener against Wyoming. He'd go on to add 7 more through the course of a fantastic final season. Jackson started all 13 games at corner, adding 18 pass breakups and 1 forced fumble, winning the Jack Tatum Award and being named the Thorpe Award finalist. Next, defensive end Marcus Davenport, who started in 34 games from 2015 to 2017. He also led UTSA in sacks as a junior and senior, named 2017 Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year and First Team All-Conference in 2016 Second Team All-Conference. This goes along with setting a single-season program record as a senior with 17.5 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks, 8 quarterback hurries, and finished his career as an all-time program leader in all 3 categories. Moving on, we've got offensive lineman from Georgia, Isaiah Wynn. He won the starting job as a sophomore at left guard in 2015, starting the first 8 games of the season there before switching to left tackle for the final 5 games that season, which we should mention the Bulldogs won all 5. He started all 15 games as a senior, including the Rose Bowl semifinal and the national championship game, finishing with a solid campaign. Next is 6'6", 315-pound offensive tackle Connor Williams. Williams was impressive as a freshman and sophomore, although Williams' junior year didn't go the way he hoped. In 2017, he was limited to 5 regular season games due to a left knee injury and struggled to assert himself in pass protection. Despite his injury, Williams remains among the top offensive tackles in this year's draft and has proved his elite potential to thrive in the NFL. Next up, we've got offensive guard Will Hernandez, a 4-year starter at left guard and possibly the most highly decorated offensive lineman in UTP history. He possesses a rare combination of power, balance, and athletic ability that will transition smoothly into the NFL. In an extremely strong guard class this year, Hernandez checks out as one of the best of them all. Next is defensive tackle Daron Payne. He possesses one of the most impressive combinations of strength and athleticism that we have probably seen from an interior lineman in a while. He's another guy that will be a day one starter, and as he is more ready than ever for the next level. As a junior in 2017, Payne was a second-team All-ACC, finishing the season with 53 tackles, 1 for a loss, 1 sack, 1 interception, and 4 passes broken up. Next on the Seahawks Big Board is defensive lineman from Michigan, Maurice Hurst. He was named Bo Schembechler's team MVP as well as Defensive Player of the Year in 2017 and making 60 tackles, 13.5 for loss, 5 sacks, and 2 passes defended. Last guy on our list is Justin Reed, safety out of Stanford, and brother of Pro Bowl safety Eric Reed. He's a versatile free safety prospect, can either play true center fielding free safety or cover the slot, and mix that with his good size and frame for a safety, and he will be one of the most sought-after prospects in this year's draft. That was your Seattle Seahawks report. Make sure to go ahead and like the Seattle Seahawks from Chat Sports on Facebook so you get a notification every time we go live, and you don't want to miss it because this week we will be bringing you the live 2018 NFL Draft. So until next time, I'll see ya.